Greetings again. Greetings to a video about spirituality. Now, today I want to talk about energy vampires, right? Because, being a high vibrational being around low vibrational people, okay, you are bound to be a banker, an energy banker, okay? You are bound to be supply to these people, right? And sometimes maybe you ask yourself questions like, do they know? Do they know? But I don't know. To some point, I realized that it's almost like it's happening on the subconscious mind, right? They just see you as a target. But spiritually, the demons that are using them are feeding using them, your energy, are feeding on your energy by using them, right? And ladies and gentlemen, God is going to give you the ability to know how to move, how to even not feed these demons of your energy, right? But you're gonna see them try by any means, okay? Even if it means setting up a trap just so they can cause an argument between you and them, right? They would do that, okay? They would work as a team against you to make sure that they some way somehow plot for an argument to happen, just so you feed the demons. And you would, by the time you start understanding how energy operates and how it works and how these demons actually feed from your energy, because ladies and gentlemen, listen, as a high vibrational being, as God's chosen one, as the person you are, right? It's like these people have no choice but to feed on your energy. It's like they have no choice but to feed on your energy, right? As long as they can control you and have you under them, they it makes that day. Okay. Now, at first, I realized you will realize how you're always at an argument with these people, right? Some way somehow you guys have to end up arguing. Some way somehow you guys have to end up arguing. Some way somehow you guys have to end up arguing. And knowing you, my chosen ones, you're not the type to feed on drama. Actually, you just want peace. This is why most of the time you are alone. Most of the time you just want to be sitting on your own corner, right? And in most cases, this is the stage where it's you trying to have more relationship with God. So he isolates you. He isolates you at some point, right? So that he teaches you how to listen to him and how to not be in the midst of confusion, in the midst of destruction, the midst of what you call the midst of the noise where you cannot really hear God when he's trying to talk to you. In most cases you're just on your own, by your minding your own business, but then you realize that some way somehow people are always trying to come at your energy. Okay. And it's like you just have to keep feeding these vampires. You have to keep feeding them. And you will feel drained. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the number one key is do not react to their traps. Okay? Because in most cases you would even realize that it's a trap. Even if you realize after, it sharpens your discernment. It sharpens your awareness. Right? Okay. It's really exhausting, good people. And they feed on your energy, and it's not like they're even grateful at any point, right? It's not like that you're just an energy banker and that's it, ladies and gentlemen, right? If they do finish you to the ground, they will throw you away and look for another energy source, right? And it's like you just have to keep feeding them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, learn how energy operates. Learn that your it's not everybody who needs your attention. Now, I'd like to talk about how my narcissistic parent, which is my dad, right? I realized that I'm gonna be giving, like, it came to a point where I realized that I'm gonna be giving away my energy for no reason to somebody who you give the energy out of love, right? And to them, they just decide to turn around and sabotage you and talk all these dirty stuff about you and call other family members, telling them about how you are such a burden, such a how you're such what you call a baggage, how you're such a baggage you cannot really afford in their life. And this is your own dad talking these things, ladies and gentlemen, right? This is your own dad saying all these things. Like when I started, in my Jew, I actually started living with him after he had left me. He had left me with my mother, and I was 8 years old, I think, when he left me. And the man never came back. He went to marry another woman, right? And just never really, he wasn't available in my life. But he was alive, but not available. But I lived with him before, and you would wonder what happened. Came to understand after that he's actually doing me what has been done in his life when he was still a little kid. So basically, he was continuing the cycle, the trauma that he went through. So he wanted me to go through. So that's the topic for another day. But I wanted to talk about how, like, I started living with him when I had like grown up, right? And I would sometimes decide, okay, let me wash his car. His car is dirty. Like, ladies and gentlemen, you would find, I don't know if I have pictures of it. If I have, I'll put it right here so you see just an example of what I'm talking about, right? I'll realize my dad's car is so dirty, ladies and gentlemen. Let me wash his car so that his car is good looking, it's shining. He deserves to be driving around with a clean car, right? And ladies and gentlemen, I did that the first time. And as soon as I finished washing his car and it was all clean and smelling nice, the evening, he would go on the phone. He would go on the phone and tell whoever he was talking to how I'm such a burden in his life, how I'm such this, I'm not willing to, I'm on drugs. And ladies and gentlemen, mind you, I don't even do drugs, I don't even smoke, I don't even, and it's like, I'm just listening to this man twist the truth about me and telling whoever it is that he was telling. I'm such a baggage you cannot afford, right? And it came for me to realize that this only happens after I have done something, after I think that I've done something good that he would appreciate in his life. That's when he does that. Every time, I realize every time after I wash his car, like the first time I left it, I let it fly. I let it, I let it, I mean, how does English say? The first time I just let it be, right? I'm like, oh, cool, no doubt there. Time passed, time passed. The other day I decided, okay, let me try wash his car. And the same thing happened. And guess what? I stopped washing his car because I realized that I'm giving away my energy, right? To a demon who is unappreciative. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, to a narcissist, to an energy vampire, you can never be enough, no matter what you do. You can go across the world to help them with something or bring a hand to anything, to be of a helpful hand to anything of theirs, or try be there for them. Ladies and gentlemen, trust me, it doesn't count. It doesn't matter. Okay? That's when you realize that you're actually giving away your energy to a black hole. All it do is sucks in. It sucks in. From there, it devaluates you. It talks about how you're such a bad, now such a bad person, how you are such a baggage, right? A black hole, ladies and gentlemen. All it does is just sucks in your energy. It sucks in your energy. It sucks in your energy. It sucks in your energy, right? You give out energy out of love and kindness and all that. It sucks in. From there, it turns the tables on you. And you'll realize this system is meant to drag you down to the floor, my people. You'll realize that this system is meant to drag you down low. The narcissist world is upside down, right? And at first, maybe you would come across coaches talking about this and teaching about how, ladies and gentlemen, it's true. You're just dealing with a demon, basically. That's the only way to describe it, because a demon does not have remorse. Okay, a demon is unappreciative. Okay, a demon will keep sucking on your energy, not even caring whether it has to give back good energy, vibrate back good energy at least. A demon has no remorse. A demon will keep torturing you till you are dragged into depression, and it'll just still step on you and climb on you and beat you down to the floor. Okay, now you realize such people, if you can, ladies and gentlemen, you realize these, because it's like a pattern. It's a circle. It keeps repeating. It keeps repeating. It keeps repeating. You think it's a non-stop cycle. Now God comes in your life, and you become fortunate for you to wake up to such. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can leave. And to me, it was painful because I was in a situation where I have to depend on these people. I have to depend on him. But he was actually a narcissist, and he he released his trauma on me. Okay, I was a punching bag. I was, you know, and it's like, from after devaluating you and talking all these best stuff about you, he goes back to being friends with you. Now all of a sudden he's laughing with you. All of a sudden he's acting like he's your best friend. Okay, from there it goes back to him devaluating, and you realize this is a relationship that's meant to destroy you. You gotta leave, right? Because, ladies and gentlemen, your soul, your willpower, right, your emotions, right, your mind, it's you. So that's your health. They are your health. Now, if you're in a relationship that you see that it's after these three things, after your soul, the only thing to do is to get out of the relationship and escape the torture. Because whether you want to believe it or not, you are dealing with a demon, and this demon is after your soul. And it doesn't care, ladies and gentlemen. You could be bit down to the floor. This demon will still destroy you. Okay? Till there's nothing left. And it will go about its day like nothing happened. Now, ladies and gentlemen, stay prayed up. I hope that this was a form of important knowledge to someone out there. Right? I hope that it became a message, a helpful message to somebody. Okay? Now, stay prayed up, stay safe, stay meditated, hang in there. It's a tough journey. It's a tough journey. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not simple. You're gonna be tested to the last limits. You're gonna be tested to the core. Okay? But it's all by divine. God has put you in these people by design. Right? Now stay prayed up, stay safe, stay meditated, hang in there. Don't lose doubt. Don't drag yourself to depression. You're actually dealing with demons that realize that you have a great life ahead of you, and they are afraid of you to get there. Because the way they know, once you become the best version of yourself, they can never stop you, really. Okay? Now stay prayed up again, stay safe, stay meditated. Don't break down. Hang in there. Patience. God is alive. Okay? God chose you by design. Peace.